Do you need a great marketing tool to advertise your business or event? Then use Ottumwa Coasters. Get your business or event on drink coasters featured in Ottumwa's most popular restaurants. It's the most fun and effective way to reach the community. Starting at just $199, you get 1,000 coasters delivered to Ottumwa's most popular restaurants. Look for Ottumwa Coasters on Facebook or call or text 573-932-0111.
Everything you need to know to start your day. The Morning Wake Up is streaming live with Steve Shetler.
Well, Heidi ho, neighbors. Welcome in on a Tuesday morning here on Steve Shetler Media. It is the Morning Wake Up. Time to get up. Time to get going. On this Tuesday, it's brought to us by Ottumwa Coasters. Let's take a peek at that. You can see the Steve Shetler Media coaster, what that looks like. And, actually, there's a new batch of Steve Shetler Media coasters hitting Ottumwa, so look for those at 12 plus of the most popular restaurants in Ottumwa, Iowa. It's a great marketing tool, a great way to advertise your business or event, whatever you got going on. If you want to get the word out, especially in the Ottumwa area, use Ottumwa Coasters, like and share on Facebook, and Elizabeth will gladly help you out and get your event or your business right in the faces of everybody in Ottumwa. Again, that's Ottumwa Coasters bringing us our morning wake up, and a good morning to you. Let's get a look at our forecast right now. It's brought to us by Amy's Salon House and Spa in Sigourney. You can call or text for an appointment, 641-622-3772, located at 202 North Main in Sigourney. They can help you with your hair, spa services, extensions, products, tanning, and more at Amy's Salon House and Spa in Sigourney. Our forecast for today, boy, we are off to a chilly start this morning. Brr. Increasing clouds today. That should keep in maybe some warmer air and a high of 34. West to northwest winds right around 6 to 13 miles per hour. For tonight, mostly clear, a low of 23. Tomorrow, we're going to warm up a little bit, thankfully. Sunshine and 43. Tomorrow night, a low of 27. Thursday, cloudy skies and a high of 42. Right now, our current conditions here in southeast Iowa, we have humidity at 88%, northwest winds under 5 miles per hour, barometric pressure at 30.32, and we've got just 10 degrees here in southeast Iowa. So if there's any wind out there, it's making things really cold really quick. But it is a chilly start to our day here in southeast Iowa. Again, Amy's Salon House and Spa in Sigourney bringing us our forecast. First thing I want to get to today, I shared this last night on the Steve Shetler Media page, as there is a missing person here in our area in southeast Iowa, Carolyn Becker. And you can see all the information right there as far as what Carolyn looks like, her age, her height, the car that she was last seen in watch here. If you have any information regarding Carolyn Becker, you can call the Keokuk County Sheriff at 641-622-2727. Again, that's 622-2727. That missing person, Carolyn Becker. Be on the lookout for her. Again, you can find this post, this individual post. I put it up. I shared this picture last night on the Steve Shetler Media Facebook page. We would love to have her found safe and sound. So, again, get that information if you're not able to write it down right now or whatever. Get that. I posted that last night here on Steve Shetler Media. Again, that missing person, Carolyn Becker. Hey, coming up tonight, we have Keota basketball here on Steve Shetler Media. In fact, let's do this. Oh yeah, come on. Keota girls and boys basketball at Sigourney. It's tonight here on Steve Shetler Media. Starts at 6 o'clock. That little thing gets me pumped up, so tune in. We kick off our basketball coverage, the first ever live sports event here on Steve Shetler Media. Going to be carrying 10 of these double headers for Keota basketball. The Keota Eagles, girls and boys. Girls at 6 tonight, followed by the boys. That boys team ranked, and they should be a really good team this year. Keota at Sigourney for high school basketball tonight. Again, that starts at 6 with our coverage. We'll start with the girls' game. Let's see here. What else do we have? Want to plug real quick that Lee Klett will be at Barnwired in Sigourney coming up this Friday, our Iowa Music Showcase, 11:30 to noon. Stop into Barnwired for a live interview, live music from Lee Klett. That's Friday, 11:30 to noon, always at Barnwired for our Iowa Music Showcase. And then coming up this weekend as well, Coach Bob Howard, Hall of Famer, coming back to Sigourney. And we're going to be celebrating Coach Howard on the sports section, the coaches show, Saturday morning at Brothers Market in Sigourney. We're giving Coach Howard the entire hour from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. You are invited to attend in person. Of course, you can watch right here on Facebook and YouTube, but you can also be there. Would love to have a big audience at Brothers Market in Sigourney for the sports section. Attendees, as you can see right there, you can ask a question. You can bring up a topic for Coach to talk about. We're going to have an open mic for folks in attendance to step up to and bring up something for Coach Howard to talk about. Of course, he spent many, many years coaching and teaching here in Sigourney. It doesn't necessarily just have to be about football. It could be about any sports that Coach Howard helped with, or maybe you have a special memory in school or whatever. If you want to talk to Coach Howard, we're going to have that opportunity Saturday morning. Sports section live at Brothers Market from 8 to 9. After that, if maybe you don't want to get up in front of people and ask your question, we will have some social time, more private, intimate time at Barnwired in Sigourney. That'll start after the sports section, right around 9:15. We'll take the party from Brothers Market to Barnwired in Sigourney. Some social time with Coach Howard. Everybody is invited to attend that as well. Get some coffee on Saturday morning and relax and enjoy the company of everybody who is going to be showing up. Again, Brothers Market at 8, Barnwired at about 9:15. Going to have a good time with Coach Howard coming up on Saturday. Then, lots to talk about. So busy time of the year for everybody, and we're busy here at Steve Shetler Media. Coming up on Saturday, we'll also not only be busy here in Sigourney, but Oskaloosa going to be very busy, as myself, my wife, Stacy Shetler, and my buddy, Neil Crott, Hot Neil Crott. We're going to be a trio over at the Lighted Christmas Parade in Oskaloosa, as we'll be one of the announced teams. We might be the only actual team. It might just be individuals everywhere else. They're having a few different announcers kind of spread throughout the parade route. But Stacy, Neil, and myself will be located along that parade, and we'll be announcing at one section. We're also, if the weather allows, I'm seeing a little bit of rain popping up in the forecast. If the weather allows, we'll have our equipment there, and we'll be recording the parade on video to play back here on Steve Shetler Media, Facebook, and YouTube on Sunday. So fingers crossed, we'll be able to get that recorded and played back on Sunday. If you can't make it out, obviously we encourage you to attend the Lighted Christmas Parade in downtown Oskaloosa. It's a huge annual event, and it's going to be fun. They've got their events coming up on Friday evening from 5:30 to 7:30. Merry Little Downtown Christmas. Then we'll be back at it with the Heart of Christmas Lighted Christmas Parade on Saturday. That starts at 7 p.m., and they got stuff going on this weekend, so check it out in Oskaloosa. Lots going on there. Hey, it's 7:09 on your Tuesday. We're doing the morning wake-up. I am Steve. You know, we're not going to go terribly long today because I actually have to hit the road. I'm going to be buzzing over to Keota High School this morning because they're going to let me inside. I'm going to be talking to some of the students this morning over at Keota. I'm going to be recruiting. If you have a student over in Keota, or if you are a student at Keota High School and you're part of the class that puts together the section in the newspaper for Keota High School, I'm going to be recruiting you to do some videos for me. So I got to buzz over to Keota here in just a little bit for their class. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's catch up on who's tuned in this morning. We've got Nick. Good morning to you. We've got Rick Landgrebe with a birthday today. We'll get him on our celebrity birthdays. Kathy and Kurt, New Sharon. I was in New Sharon yesterday, bebopping around. Kathy, I think I just missed you yesterday at the grocery store in New Sharon. I was talking to Carrie, so sorry for just missing out on you yesterday. Hey, good morning to you, Melissa, Patty, Amber, Sandy, Sue. Thank you all for tuning in this morning here on Steve Shetler Media. Speaking of those birthdays, let's go ahead and I'll hit the magical button and... Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Oh, happy birthday to you. Birthdays for today, as Nick said in the comments, happy birthday to Rick Landgrebe, Brothers Market. Rick with a birthday today. So happy birthday to you, Rick. You are obviously the biggest celebrity on the list today. If you see Rick out and about, he's always a busy guy. If you see him at Brothers Market, make sure you wish him a happy birthday today. Hey, good morning to you, Sherry. Thank you for tuning in. Celebrity birthdays other than Rick, we've got Ray Perkins, the probably Hall of Famer, I would guess, 91 years old. Gary Hart, former U.S. Senator, I believe he ran for president back in the day, 87 years old. Singer-songwriter Randy Newman, turning 80 today. Paul Schaefer, David Letterman's sidekick, the musical sidekick, he is 74 years old today. Ed Harris, great actor, one of my favorite actors. Ed Harris, turning 73 today. Got actor Judd Nelson from The Breakfast Club, 64. TV host Jon Stewart, 61 years old. Moving on. Football player Jarvis Landry, 31. And NASCAR racer Chase Elliott, turning 28 years old today. On this date in history, it was today on November 28th, back in 1895. Speaking of racing, the very first auto race was held on this date. Over 52 miles of snowy roads. They went from Chicago to Waukegan, Illinois, with the winner receiving $2,000. Again, that was 1895, 52 miles, that very first auto race being held. It was on this date in 1944, the MGM film Meet Me in St. Louis opened up in New York. Ironically, on that same date, 1944, the movie Meet Me in New York opened up in St. Louis. It was on this date, 1995, President Clinton signed the bill that ended the 55-mile-per-hour freeway speed. So speeds went up after that. Today, on this date, today is, we're celebrating on the National Day calendar, Red Planet Day. All right? We're also celebrating National French Toast Day. I like French toast. Mark that down. I like something. I like something food-wise. French toast is pretty good. It's also Giving Tuesday. So be nice today and give something to somebody. Today is also Turkey Leftover Day, so make sure you take care of that leftover turkey. Either eat it or toss it. One or the other. Some things you need to know, or maybe not. By the way, good morning to you, Heather. We've got Amber and Jan also tuning in this morning. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. If you want to say hi and good morning in the comments, go right ahead. Would love to see that you're watching this morning. Let's see here. Things you need to know. This is the first holiday season in 50 years without a brick and mortar Bed Bath & Beyond, as those are out of business now, evidently. So I never shopped at Bed Bath & Beyond, so that does not affect me at all. Let's see here. The word for the year 2023, according to the Merriam-Webster's dictionary, the word of the year is authentic. Authentic, your word of the year. According to some analysis, they're saying that we spent 12 billion with a B, $12 billion online yesterday on Cyber Monday. 12 billion. Let's see here, some sports news. Let's see here. Last year, Frank Reich was fired at about this time by the Indianapolis Colts mid-season. This year, the Carolina Panthers continued that tradition, and they fired Frank Reich after going 1-10. So Frank Reich, he continues to get hired. Who's going to hire him next just to fire him next year? I guess we'll have to wait and see. Let's see here. UPS and FedEx, they were the biggest courier companies in the U.S. That title now goes to Amazon. Now, the biggest parcel service, however, is a title that's still held by the U.S. Postal Services. Let's see here. The funeral for the late First Lady Rosalind Carter will be tomorrow. President and Jill Biden will be attending that. One of the many recent failures by Disney and Pixar, the collaboration for Lightyear, with Chris Evans doing the voice of Buzz Lightyear instead of Tim Allen, lost $100 million for the studio. $100 million. They didn't want. I don't think they wanted to use Tim Allen because he's too conservative, basically. But they used Chris Evans instead. It bombed. That's why you're gonna be hearing Tim Allen as the voice of Buzz in the next Toy Story movie, which is in the works. So Tim Allen returning as Buzz Lightyear. Hey here. If you're anxiously awaiting Jennifer Lopez's next album, I know I can't wait. I love me some J-Lo. Not really. Anyway, she's announced that her new album will be dropping February 16th, along with a matching album. And that movie, an album movie. What's an album movie? I don't know. But it'll be on Amazon Prime. So look for some J-Lo coming up in February. Isn't it easy to skip over that R in February? It's easy to say February. Let's see here. Tickets for Rolling Stones concert dates next year. They go on sale this Friday. And if you have a special code, you can get those earlier than everybody else. So keep that in mind. Finally, Tiffany Haddish arrested Friday in Hollywood on suspicion of driving under the influence. You know what time it is? It is time. Today's Impossible Question. Today's impossible question. 75% of women say they do this more during the holidays than any other time of the year. What do you think that is? Get angry? Cook? Everything else? 75% of women say they do more cleaning during the holidays than any other time of the year. In some weird news.
That is weird.
In some weird news, scientists warn that a fungus among us that causes an ailment known as valley fever is spreading rapidly in western United States as temperatures increase. I don't know if they're talking about climate change or what, but per the Washington Post, cases involving the flesh-eating fungus, and I'm not even sure how you say this word. Yeah, I'm not even going to try. A flesh-eating fungus have quadrupled in the past 20 years, with California particularly hard hit. It's called like Coccii, C-O-C-C-I, Coccii, whatever it's called. Symptoms sounds pretty nasty. Symptoms often pass off as lung ailments like pneumonia, but for some, it can spread to their organs, causing paralysis, chronic incurable illness, and even death. Now, a recent skin-crawling discovery about Coccii, that's what I'll call it, comes out of UC Berkeley. The fungus has basically lost its genes, not like the jeans you wear, but genes, G-E-N-E-S, genes. The fungus has lost its genes used to eat plants. That's what it should be eating, and instead has developed new ones for consuming meat. So this fungus wants to eat us.
That is weird.
It is weird. Scary, too. Sounds like a scary movie. Signs that you're healthier than you think. This is from Women's Day. Some signs that you're healthier than you think. You have several cups of coffee each day. Who knew? I don't drink coffee. I get my caffeine from some soda pop. But if you drink 3 to 5 cups of coffee daily at midlife, people are less likely to develop dementia and Alzheimer's later on. So drink your coffee. You're also healthier if you say thanks. You're healthier if you laugh a lot. You're healthier if you tidy up your house. And you're healthier, according to this, in Women's Day, you're healthier if you surf the internet, as it stimulates brain activity. So there is that. Let's get a few more things here. Good morning to you, Sherry. It's the fungus. Ah! Good morning to you, Kay, as well. The fungus among us. The files of law and disorder. Louisiana police have their hands full with a murder suspect who has escaped youth jail not once, but twice this month. CBS News reports that 2 teens slipped out of the East Baton Rouge Juvenile Detention Center on Saturday night, though authorities aren't yet sure how they did it. The escapees, 17-year-olds David Adkins, Willie Jackson, both of whom were initially charged with first-degree murder, they broke out. CBS and another source note that the juvenile facility has been the subject of criticism in recent years due to understaffing, repeated escapes, and violence. Kind of scary. And some other... This is kind of weird, too.
That is weird.
There's a new Barbie, and it's a man killer. Barbie is honoring Wilma Mankiller, the first woman to serve as principal chief of the Cherokee Nation. Barbie is honoring her with a new doll this November, which is also National Native American Heritage Month. The doll, which went on sale on Tuesday, features Mankiller, which is her name, evidently, wearing a bright turquoise dress and holding a light brown woven basket. Let's see here. The late man... This is so weird, saying Mankiller. Is there... Is there a male... Native American from Cherokee Nation, is there a male named Woman Killer? And he probably wouldn't get a doll. But anyway, the late Mankiller, a social activist, led the Cherokee Nation in what is now present-day Oklahoma for 10 years, back in 1985 till 1995. Let's see here, Rolling Stones. We told you about their concerts coming up next year. AARP members will have access to pre-sale starting November 29th. So old people get first dibs on the Rolling Stones tickets. Finally, in a moment of a new study has found taking selfies at tourist hotspots has so many dangers it poses as a quote-unquote public health problem. The research by the University of New South Wales found that an urgent overhaul of how risks are communicated is needed. The 379 fatalities since 2008 of selfie deaths were examined through media reports and cross-sectional studies, because there's studies for everything. The report calls for better signage at tourist hotspots with information about the potential dangers of the area for selfie takers. So if you're taking a selfie on vacation, tourist hotspots, you got to be careful. You don't want to end up dead. That's a bad thing. And that is your morning wake up here on Steve Shetler Media, brought to you by Ottumwa Coasters. Again, look, like and follow Ottumwa Coasters on Facebook, and they're going to help you out. Again, just a quick reminder, got Keota basketball coming up tonight. Yeah. Woo! Keota girls and boys basketball at Sigourney. We're going to have it live right here tonight on Steve Shetler Media. And that starts at 6 o'clock with the girls' game. The boys will follow. Excited to have some live sports here on Steve Shetler Media. That's Keota basketball coming up tonight. That is your morning wake-up here on Steve Shetler Media. You guys go out, make it a great Tuesday.